8, welcome to your geography class. In today's class, we are going to continue chapter number 8, India Human Resources. So turn page number 108 of your reader and let's start today's class. Okay, let's start with the topic sex ratio. So sex ratio is defined as a number of females per 1,000 males in the population, right? So sex ratio is what? It's a number of how many males are there and how many females are there in a particular region or particular area, right? So sex ratio is defined as a number of females per 1,000 males in the population. This information is an important socio indicator to measure the extent of equality between males and females in a society at a given time, because we know that in some of the country the female ratio is very low as compared to the male person, male population, right? So the sex ratio in the country has always remained unfavorable to females due to, here are the reasons: neglect of girl child, and secondly, sex selective abortion, right? So these are the two we can say these are the two reasons in which there is a in which the ratio between the male and females has been always remained unfavorable, right? So we know the reasons: neglect of girl child, and secondly we can say female infanticide or sex selective abortions, because most of the people, they do not want girl child to be born. So this is the reason for the abortions, right? Or female infanticide. Okay, here is the sex ratio in India. The chart is given. 1951, females per 1,000 males were 946. In 61, it's a 941. In 1971, it's a 930. 1981, it's a 934 per 1,000 males is given here. In 1991, it's a 927, 2001 933, and 211 it's 940 per 1,000 males. Now let's talk about the role of education and health in developing human resource. So education and health are reasonable good indicators of development in a society. It forms an important input in the overall development of individuals, enabling them to comprehend their school's political and cultural environment better and respond to its opportunity. Low level of literacy is a serious obstacle for economic and social development. So the literacy rate for the country as a whole in 2011 was 74.4%, 82.14% for males and 65.46% for females for the population aged 7 years and above. Kerala, where literacy rate is 93.91%, holds the first rank in India, closely followed by second is Mizoram 91%, and Bihar has the lowest literacy rate of 63.82% only. So education and health play a great important role in developing human resource, because we know that low level of literacy, if the person is not educated or has not got the proper education, so that could become the serious obstacles or hindrance for the economic and social development of that area, right? So one should be well educated, and education and health indicates, or it is a good indicator of development in a society. Health does not mean survival only. So it concerns with physical health, mental health, economic, and social well being of an individual as well. Health is an important component of the development process. With sustained efforts after the independence, significant improvement has been registered in health status of the population. A wide range of activities are covered under health, such as population control, family welfare, drug control, immunization, eradication of major communicable and non communicable diseases, etc. So, health means not only survival, right? Or not only eating 3 meals of a day, but health means it concerns physical health, mental health, economic and social well-being of an individual, of a person as well. So health is an important component of development process, because a healthy person, that means he is able to do work properly, right? So work properly, um, so to do that work properly, what he needs a proper food, right? Proper and a proper good health, right? So uh, he needs what? Good health, right? Okay. A wide range of activities are covered under health, such as population control, family welfare, drug control, immunizations, eradication of communicable and non communicable diseases also. Skilled and unskilled human resource. Illiterate and unhealthy population are a liability for the economy. Literate, skilled, and healthy population are an assets. The quality of population depends upon the literacy rate, health, and skill formation acquired by the people of the country. So, if the population is like more literate, healthy, and if the people are skilled enough, then that country will be flourished. The quality of the population ultimately decides the growth rate of the country. A skilled worker is any worker who has special skill, training, knowledge, and acquired ability in his work. So they are known as skilled worker, who are educated, who are able to do that special work, and who has a special skill, training, as well as knowledge also, and ability to do that work skillfully, right? So they are the skilled workers. Now, next is education and training are necessary as they enhances people's capacity and creativity opportunities at work. If one person is educated, then he will be able to do some creativity, and he'll get opportunities also at work, right? Now, they empower people to develop their full capacities and seize employment and social opportunities, raise productivity of workers and of enterprises. So raise productivity means if he is healthy and he gets proper education, proper training, then he can raise the or he or she can raise the productivity, and also helps the um, enterprises. Contribute to boost future innovations and development, encourage domestic and foreign investment, thus job growth, lowering unemployment and underemployment. So this encourages what? Domestic and foreign investment, right? If investment is there, then job will be available. So job growth, lowering unemployment and underemployment, that problem will be finished one day. Lead to higher wages. Daily wages, whosoever or whatever they are getting, that will be also that daily wages also that will be raised. reduce inequalities between different groups of people, as well as skill development is a central pillar of economic growth and development. The present skilled workforce in India is only 2%, which is much lower when compared to the developing nations. So when we talk about India's skilled workers, there is only 2%, which is much lower when we compare to the developing nations. So as per a report, the number person aged 15 years who have received or be receiving skills is merely 6.8%. So the formal vocational education, lack of wide variation, quality, high school dropout rates, inadequate skill training capacity, negative perceptions towards skilling, and lack of industry ready skills, even in a professional courses, are the major cause of poor skill levels of India's workforce. So here are the reasons why, for the poor skill levels of India's workforce. Why? What are the reasons? So the reasons are high school dropout rates, and lack of vocational training, vocational educations, and negative thinking or perceptions towards skills or skilling, and lack of industry ready skills, right? So these are the reasons, are the major cause of the poor skill levels of India's workforce. Now, next is India's Green Revolution is a dramatic example of how the input of greater knowledge in the form of improved production technologies can rapidly increase the productivity of scarce land resources. IT revolution is another example which show how the importance of human capital has come to acquire the higher position than that of material plant and machinery. Large investments by the central and the state governments in education, research and training lead to IT revolution in Bengaluru. Countries like Japan have invested in human resource. They did not have much natural resource. These countries are developed, rich countries. They import the natural resource needed in their country. How did they become rich, developed? So this is really a question mark, that how did they become? That means how did Japanese become rich and developed? And being in spite of being less resources, natural resources available in Japan, but how come the country like India, that being large resources of natural resources available, they are still struggling, or the people, Indian people, they are still struggling? So the answer is they have invested, mean Japanese or Japan has invested on people, especially in the field of education and health. This is the main reason, the first and the main reason, that they had or they have invested on people, especially in the field of education and health. So these people have made efficient use of other resource like land and capital. So efficiency and technology evolved by people have made these countries rich and developed. So health and education is very important if the country wants to flourish, right? So children, we have completed this chapter here, and in the next video I'll come up with the new chapter with some new interesting facts, right? So till then, thank you.